Hey YouTube, Virtuous Bodies is officially in the building, okay? It has taken me a while to get over here, but guess what? I am here. And if you don't know who I am Dr. Tamara Richards, okay? I am a woman of God, a woman of faith. I am a board certified clinical pharmacist. I am a mom of two. I am a wife, and I am a health coach and nutritionist, okay? And so Virtuous Bodies was birthed back in 2015. And it was my belief that I would impact women of God to truly help them learn how to nurture their temple through eating better, exercising better, moving their bodies, exercising their mind, and really building a relationship with God so that they can be in the best of health to do the Father's work. And that is how I birthed Virtuous Body. This is my ministry. I am exceptionally passionate about every single woman that is attached to this ministry. And I hope that this channel will be a blessing to you and your family, okay? I am coming in grand style. I'm getting right to the point. And in my first episode, I can't wait to look back at this and see where this takes me, okay? So in my first episode here, I am actually going to be diving into 3 things that you're doing in your eating habits that is directly impacting your weight. Some things you may know, and some things you're probably going to grow to learn and know as we progress along in this channel. So kick back. I won't hold you long, but I do want to break things down so that you have a good understanding of what things are actually impacting your weight. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? Weight loss theory simply states that in order for you to lose weight or to go in a caloric deficit, you must be burning more calories than what you're eating. So what that looks like is if you are eating 1,800 calories, in order for you to be in a caloric deficit, you probably need to be burning 2,000, 2,100 calories a day. That would then put you in a caloric deficit of negative 200 or negative 300, okay? So that is what weight loss theory is, okay? When you are eating the same amount that you are burning, that is how you maintain your weight. So if you're eating 1,800 calories and you're burning 1,800 calories a day, that is how you're going to maintain your weight. If you are eating 1,800 calories and you're only burning 1,200, that puts you plus 600 calories. So that can actually cause you to gain weight, okay? So the name of the game is whatever your goal is. I am also that coach that's not going to assume that every woman wants to lose weight. I have clients that want to lose weight. I have clients that want to maintain their weight. They want to tone whatever they have. And I have clients that they want to gain weight so they can feel confident in their skin. They don't like feeling skinny or bony, and they want to feel confident in their skin. So whatever your goal is, I think the first thing that you must do to understand how your eating habits directly impact your weight is to understand what it will take for you to lose weight, what it's going to take for you to maintain your weight, and what is it going to take you to actually gain weight, okay? Because a lot of people get lost in these 3 different phases and they think that they're doing one thing and they're actually doing the other, okay? And I actually have a quiz on my website. Check out my website. I have a quiz that you can go ahead and take. If you're like, girl, I don't even know if I'm overeating, undereating, maintaining my weight, it's okay. Y'all will learn that I am thorough and I try to provide as many resources to my clients, followers, subscribers. So go ahead, click this button here. You can go ahead and take that quiz, answer 10 questions, and boom, it's going to tell you whether you're actually overeating, undereating, eating to maintain your weight, or losing weight, okay? So let's go ahead and let's tackle the overeaters, okay? Overeating simply means that you're eating more calories than what you're burning. So let's go ahead and say you're eating 2,000 calories a day. You're only, walking to work, and maybe you're only burning 1,500 calories a day. That means you have 500 calories a day sitting around. This is Monday. Tuesday come around, it's the same thing. By the time Saturday come around and you are completely inactive, you have 3,500 calories that are sitting around in your body that has not been burned off, okay? I want to paint that picture. I keep everything completely 100 because I feel, even as a clinical pharmacist, what I have found when I'm rounding, unfortunately, in modern day medicine, people are diagnosed with things and they have no idea what that correlates to. So if you have 3,500 calories sitting around unburnt, What you must know is that that stuff has to go somewhere and it's stored as fat. And then that then increases your body fat percentage, okay? And then that gets into you getting chronic disease, heart disease, okay? The numbers are completely astonishing on the number of African American women that are impacted by heart disease. And heart disease is a fat discerning disease where people, when you have a diet that is high in fat, high in salt, which leads to hypertension, and hypertension can then lead to heart disease. It's a vicious cycle, and most of it starts with what we eat. So if you are overeating, you absolutely, hands down, have to do something about it, okay? Because all of that excess food is going to be stored as fat, which increases your risk for many different types of chronic diseases, and that is something that you do not want, okay? We are women of God. Most of us are mothers, and we have an assignment on this side of heaven, and we don't need food to take us out. At the end, I'm going to give you some quick tips that you can do to kind of lower the amount of fat that you're taking in, the amount of salt, and to give you some healthy options that you can choose, okay? So that is overeating, and I really wanted to break down this picture of why overeating is a problem. Now, I know, and I have family members as well. I've even seen patients say this, like, I don't care, I'm going to die of something anyway. And unfortunately, I can tell you from being on a certain side of medicine and seeing people die from chronic disease, most people do not want to die that way. It is not a great way to die, to be in a hospital room when you could have done something right now to save your life 20 years from now, 30, 40, 50, 60 years from now, okay? So overeating, one of the simplest things that you can do is to start tracking your food. Start tracking your food. Take a look at where you're going wrong and say, you know what? This has way too much fat in it. Or you know what? This has way too many carbs in it, okay? And I'm not trying to have my glucose spike and end up with diabetes and things of that nature. Let me cut this in half, okay? What you're going to learn about me is I'm a very realistic coach, okay? I'm the coach that tells my clients to go and have ice cream with their kids. Go have a pizza. But we do things in moderation and we do things with strategy, okay? So I'm not going to tell you to completely cut things out. I think that's the fastest way for you to go back to your old habits. But what I am going to tell you to do is to do things in moderation, okay? Again, if you don't know if you're overeating, go ahead, take my quiz, okay? The bottom line is what you must do is, number one, you got to clean up your diet, okay? Start by tracking your foods, reading labels, and being more aware of how food is actually making you feel. And the biggest thing is you have to move your body. There is this misconception that people have to go out and run a marathon or go to boot camp and do all of these different things, okay? Something as simple as taking the stairs versus the elevator, parking further away, taking a loop around the block, putting your kids in the stroller and walking them up to the park instead of driving. All of those things are steps. Those are ways that your body is moving to burn energy. Your body must break down food to allow you to step forward or do whatever exercise you're going to do. And so exercise does not have to be this whole out HIIT workout. Move your body. And when you can progress to the HIIT workouts, into the boot camp and running a mile, excellent, okay? But for right now, what Dr. Tamara needs you to do is I need you to move your body so that you can work towards putting yourself into that caloric deficit, okay? Because we don't need a lot of carbs. We don't need a lot of fat hanging around in our system for an entire week so that it can be stored later, okay? Let's now dive into undereating because this is one of the biggest misconceptions. I can tell you that probably 40% of the clients that come to me, and they are not the normal skinny people, they're overweight and they think like they're eating a bunch of food. But when I bring them on and I onboard them, I have them log their meals. And what I have come to find is that people are under eating. Okay. And I want to spend a little bit of time on this because there is this misconception, number one, that if I need to lose weight, I must cut calories. Let me break down this theory for you, or this scenario. Okay. Number one, your body needs a certain number of calories to function every single day, okay? For me to move my hands, for me to talk right now, this is calories that my body is burning. Have you ever checked your Apple Watch? If you sit here and do like this with your hands for about 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's going to show that you burnt some calories. So Your body has a set number of calories that it needs to function for you to breathe in and breathe out, to think, to stand up, sit down, without you even running a marathon. It needs a certain amount of calories, okay? And if we take it a step further, your body then needs calories for you to do actionable things like the moving around and things of that nature. So you have your basic bodily functions, which is your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. That is the number of calories that your body needs in order for you to survive and to do basic body function. Your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE, is the amount of calories that your body needs to function, plus it takes into account your activity. So if you're somebody that just works and goes home, have limited activity, you have a set number of calories required for that. If you're somebody like me that goes to boot camp 4 or 5 days a week, you're a pharmacist, you're rounding with the team, you're chasing behind toddlers, you have a certain amount of calories that you need to be able to do that. So how you maintain your weight is if you are eating at your TDEE, which is the amount of calories needed to get you through your activity level. I hate to say exercise because some people are not exercising. They're just walking to work and coming home. Whatever that set number of calories are, if you are eating at that, you're supplying your body with the amount of calories that it needs to function and to do the activities that you do on a daily basis. When you go and you say, you know what, I want to lose weight. Now, let's say that your TDEE is about 1,800 calories. So you say, I'm going to go and lose weight and I'm going to go and get on this 1,200 calorie diet. So you cut your calories down from 1,800 to 1,200. Okay, so you slash it by 600 calories. So the first thing your body's going to do is say, oh, okay, so I see what's going on here. She's not feeding me a lot. So obviously you put yourself into caloric deficit and you're going to lose weight. But what you're doing to the physiology of your body and to the function of your body is you have slashed your calories so low that you are not even giving your body the amount of energy that it needs to function. So yes, in the first 8 to 12 weeks, you're going to lose weight. But what happens is, I don't care if you are in the ICU and your liver or your kidneys are shutting down, your body is going to find a way to compensate so the remaining organs of your body can function. Same thing with weight loss. And when you cut your calories down, those hormones, predominantly your thyroid hormones and other hormones, will begin to say, okay, we got to do something because we are overworking ourselves and we don't even have the energy to do so. So over time, yes, you will burn calories, but what's going to happen is your thyroid hormone and those hormones that are responsible for your metabolism will begin to downregulate, okay? So whereas it's working proficiently here, it begins to get exhausted because it's consistently running without enough energy, and it consistently gets exhausted to the point where you begin to hit a weight plateau because your metabolism is not burning as much as it should, okay? It's kind of like pouring water on a fire. So yes, a 1,200 calorie diet is a temporary solution for weight loss, but it is not a long-term solution for weight loss, because what is going to happen is you are going to impact your hormones. There are women right now that have hypothyroidism, probably not from physiology, but because they dieted for way too long and completely, in layman's terms, destroyed their thyroid hormone, and now they're on medications to bring it up because they dieted probably for too long. You're on this channel. I don't want that to happen to you. And if you feel like you have been dieting for too long, this is the solution. So I have clients that have come to me because other coaches have cut their calories even lower than 1,200 calories because they say, oh, I'm not losing weight. And the coach says, oh, I'm going to cut the calories even more. Well, when they do that, you are definitely not giving your body the amount of calories and energy it needs. And yes, you may lose a little bit of weight, but in about 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to hit that plateau again and nothing's going to work. And so, Dr. Timmer, What do I do? Let me tell you what you have to do. You have to do something called a reverse diet. A reverse diet is a strategic way of slowly bringing up your calories. And I know that sounds crazy, girl. I ain't trying to gain no weight. I'm trying to lose weight. You will lose weight. And here is why. Your thyroid hormone, your metabolism should be up here. And we've already established that it's all the way down here, right? We have completely just deflated our metabolism. When you add a little bit more food, you're making your metabolism proficient. I'm not saying go add your food all the way up here. I'm saying we are strategically adding food into your diet. And we're not just adding no McDonald's or no junk food. We are strategically adding whole foods to your diet. And when we do that, what happens is it adds fuel to the fire. So now when your metabolism is burning, when you add that food on top of that, it's like, oh, we are really going. Then in a couple more weeks, we add a little bit more food to that fire, and boom, we get it right back up. And the goal is to get you back up to your TDEE, so that you are getting your body and giving your body the amount of calories and energy it needs to be proficient and to do the things you need to do. Once you reach your TDEE, we are then going to drop you strategically, not all the way back to 1,200 calories, but we're strategically going to drop you down just a little bit to put you into a caloric deficit. And that, my dear, is how you correct a diet in which you were under eating. And so I hope that that makes sense. And the reason I broke that down is because I want to encourage all of us. I want to show you that even if you are eating McDonald's twice a day, you are probably, in some cases, depending on what you order, you're probably under eating. So not only is the quality of food not where it should be, your quantity of food is not where it should be. And I have had clients that have lost 10, 20, 25 pounds just by correcting the quality and the quantity of food that they are eating. So rule number one for trying to determine if you are under eating, I'm always going to tell you to track. I know we hate tracking, and I have to be honest, you probably don't know me yet because I'm on other platforms, but I hated tracking. I was completely against tracking my food, but I can tell you right now, it was a complete game changer to me when I actually did start to track. Because when I started to track, I began to navigate and know exactly what I could and what I couldn't eat, how much was too much, how much was too little. The first thing that you have to do to determine if you're under eating is you got to track your food, okay? And once you track your food and you like, oh Lord, I have been under eating, you can either try to do this on your own, but you may need to hire a health coach so that you can get a strategy and put you on track with how to strategically increase your calories and put you into a caloric deficit. I hope that that made sense for you when it comes to undereating. And again, undereating can also occur with people who are eating healthy. A lot of times we go way overboard with our diet and we think, oh, I'm just going to eat some healthy foods. And we're not even looking at the caloric content. We're not tracking it, and we can be severely depriving our body of essential nutrients that it needs, even on a healthy diet. So you gotta track your food. You gotta see where you are and devise a plan from there, because that is how people end up on this hamster wheel. They do all of this stuff, only do vegetables, only do a smoothie diet, and they don't lose any weight and they feel like a failure. And it may have been because their metabolism has downregulated and they actually need to add calories and not take calories away. So if your eating habits mimic under eating, you probably need a reverse diet. So let's talk about those people that are not tracking and are actually maintaining their weight and they want to lose weight. This was me, okay? This was me before I started tracking, and that's how I actually got on board with tracking. Because if you follow me on Instagram, you know I meal prep every single Sunday, and I wasn't weighing nothing. I was just putting foods together, and little did I know, and this is where the tracking component is a eye-opener. Little did I know I was consuming too much salt, which caused me to be bloated, okay, and kept my weight where it was. I was eating way too much fat. I was so shocked at the amount of fat that I was eating. So although I'm working out and I'm eating all this healthy food, fat is hitting in so many different things. And when you start adding everything up, it's going to blow your mind. the first thing I had to do was track. And when I started tracking, I'm like, oh my God, I'm burning 1,800 calories a day, but I'm actually eating 2,000 calories a day. This is why my weight is where it's at. I'm gaining a little bit, I lose a little bit, but I'm still there. And it was because I was eating at my maintenance. I was eating at my TDEE. And the only way, like we're overeating, undereating, that you will know is if you track. Now, I'm not going to push tracking on you. I'm not going to push that on you, but I'm just going to keep it 100. If you want to start in place, you got to track. Just because the moral of the story when it comes to eating at your weight and possibly maintaining your weight, the moral of the story is just because you're eating healthy does not mean that you are eating to lose weight. Everything adds up. I can already tell you, if you are eating like 4 to 5 snacks a day and 3 meals a day, I will go out on the limb, especially if you are not tracking, and say you're probably right at your maintenance or a little bit over. These are things that people overlook. My job as a health coach is to take the frustrations out of losing weight, because a lot of people give up before they truly see the results that they are capable of getting, because they don't understand what's really going on. And so the number one thing that you have to do is really find out where are your problem areas. What's going on? Are you under eating? Are you overeating? Are you eating to maintain weight? Or maybe you're eating to lose weight, and that's what you want to do. But if your goal is not to eat to lose weight, then you probably got to bring your calories up. You got to come up with a plan to get you to the goal that you have set for yourself. A quick recap. The 3 ways that your eating habits can affect your weight is if you're overeating, if you're undereating, and if you're actually eating at maintenance and your goal is to either lose weight or gain weight. And the only way to find that out is to take a look at your eating habits, track your food, and really take a look at where you are caloric wise. Take a look at how many calories you're burning. If you have an Apple Watch, Fitbit, all these different types of watches that they have now, any of those watches that are tracking your calories, compare the amount of calories that you are actually eating every day to what you're burning. And that would tell you whether or not you're in a caloric surplus, meaning you are eating more than you're burning. If you are eating at your maintenance, or you're maintaining your weight, so you're burning the same amount that you're eating, or you're actually in a caloric deficit. And if you are severely in a caloric deficit, now you're adversely affecting your health. I want to leave this with you. Weight loss and losing weight should not be detrimental to your health. I'm talking about your mental health. I'm talking about your emotional health and your physical health. Even your spiritual health. That had to check me, because I was spending so much time doing everything else except for praying, because I'm up here trying to run, get up early in the morning, go to the gym. Losing weight and getting your weight under control, whether you are losing, maintaining, or your goal is to gain weight, it should not impact your health, okay? So if you are slashing calories all the way down just to get into this ideal body, think about the long-term effects of that. If you don't know what the long-term effects are, go ahead and put it in the comments. I do not mind shooting a video to break down what that looks like. It's just not worth it. I see so many things on my side of medicine that are very, very heartbreaking, and a lot of it starts with what we're eating. And so it is my ministry to bring about change and to really impact lives, so that we have a good understanding of how food correlates to our health, and that we can do something about it. And my all-time phrase is, do something every single day to invest in your health. I don't care if it's walking. I don't care if it's praying to get your mental health together. I don't care if it's putting one fast food meal to the side and cooking a meal. Do something every single day to invest your health while it is optional before it becomes mandatory. I want to leave that with you. So on next week's episode, I am actually going to be diving into 5 ways that busy moms can actually improve their eating habits in 2022. So I hope to see you guys on my next episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Spread the news. Virtuous Bodies is here on YouTube, and I can't wait to see where this takes us. Have a beautiful day.